Of course, to lose weight, a caloric deficit has to happen. With prolonged fasting, it's instead of maybe a 5% or 10% deficit, it's 100% deficit. You can lose weight so fast. If there's any, talked about the fitness industry and how it's confusing and lying, trying to trick you, you need certain things. But or that there are quick results. Mostly there isn't about fitness. It's a long-term thing, especially building muscle. But losing fat you can do faster. And if there's any miracle way to do it, it is prolonged fasting. Yo guys, this is Theo, here to talk some uncommon sense into you about the snake diet and prolonged fasting and why it's fucking awesome. So I haven't planned any structure for this, but as I'm having this great mental clarity and cognitive boost from the fasting I'm currently doing, I figured let's just freestyle and talk about the things that I really like about fasting right in this moment. So currently I am 64 hours fasted. Yes, that's 64 hours without consuming any calories, just salt water. And I'm feeling great. And so, yeah, as you can see, I'm not wearing a shirt. It's not quite that season in Sweden yet, but it's a nice day. And even though there's a lot of people out and about, I don't give a shit because I'm fasted. And so I took off my clothes up here, not down here, don't worry. So, well, let's talk about that first. What you don't realize when you never fast at all, when you eat every day multiple meals, like this is, by the way, not something you can't ever do, but when you always just do this, never even go a day without eating, you don't realize that when you're in a fed state, you're actually in an unproductive state. You're like in a happy, what's like a satisfied state. You're not motivated to do much at this point. You have the fuel you need all the time. So when people feel like, oh, I can't focus because I need a break to eat something, snack, that's really an effect of being a food addict. It's like craving, in the same way someone who smokes or something craves that cigarette. You're craving that food, and the reason you can't focus is not because you don't have enough energy from food. It's because you're having withdrawals, or like even minor withdrawals, whatever. Maybe you don't feel like you're starving every 2 hours, But anyways, that's actually, and when it makes sense too, right? Because when today food is just available, no one has to, like here in the West, go out and kill animals, just look for animals to kill or whatever. You can just buy food from the store. So what we don't think about, because this is the way it's been our entire lives, is that you don't need a lot of focus and attention and motivation to just go to the store and pick up some food. But if you're actually having to go hunt, you don't have any food, you'll die eventually if you don't get any food, then of course it makes sense that if you haven't eaten for a while, you get more focused, your senses get turned up, you get more motivated. So yeah, that's just one of the great things about fasting. It really pulls you out of this very too much comfort, too much convenience, like everything just being taken care of for you the whole time. Fasting, removing something like food, that is something that you will actually need eventually, but realizing that you don't need it as often as you thought, and the effects it has on you, and it gives you these insights because just of how the way you feel. And related to this, we're just talking energy and motivation to do things, like kind of opposite thing, or like what I talked about in my last video was how self-inflicted adversity, like training hard and fasting and doing cold showers and stuff, how that will put things into perspective. It will help you, like you say that you have some kind of worry, minor worries that shouldn't really be a big problem for you, like you're worried what other people think about you at your job or something. Well, when you haven't eaten for a few days, it's just like your system, your biological unit here, it's not something it considers as a huge threat or something to even care about. So, that's how you can see now. I'm not high or anything, I'm not crazy, I'm not, and I guess it's not a huge deal to go around shirtless like this in public, but it's something I just feel a lot more comfortable with being in this fasted state, because like, why the fuck should I care about that? I just feel like it. Why not? So that's something great about fasting. What more do we want to say here? I mean, I have more videos about fasting, but this is like, I just want you to see the way I am right now. It really, it removes the gutter, like literally in your body. That's of course, if we're just freestyling here about fasting, you know, I tend to not take the science route when I explain things. Those things are interesting and I read about them and I watch other content creators, but you will mostly hear me mention this briefly because I like to actually talk about what really happens, not these scientific labels and numbers and stuff. Sorry. Like what actually happens, how it is, how you experience it, what impact it will have on you. But of course, you are giving your body a break. Another thing, when you're always in the fed state, you don't realize that we want to be both anabolic and catabolic. We need anabolic when we eat to build muscle and just building things in the body. We need to be catabolic to remove shit, to detox, you know. This is obviously something that happens when you fast. My skin right now, I'm doing a lot of sauna too, great to combine with fasting. My skin right now is just great, fantastic. You just feel clean. The joints, if you train a lot and you have a little achy joints or just, you know, not pain, but you will notice the difference if you fast. It removes so much inflammation. Your joints are just smooth. You can just feel it, you know, that crap has been cleaned out. But yeah, but also in your head, like all these minor depressions, worries we have gets cleaned out. What's really important is what gets on your mind. And yeah, now I'm starting to not make sense. But lastly, or well, maybe I should have talked about this first, but the last thing is how incredible prolonged fasting is for cutting weight. Like I would have never thought, you know, the fitness industry tries to manipulate you and confuse you so much that you need these products or programs or whatever to cut fat. You have to do HIIT cardio, you have to eat multiple times a day but on a small deficit, you have to eat low carb, whatever, you know. No one would have thought that just not eating is the most effective way. You would think that you lose a lot of muscle stuff doing that, and I'll tell you, first of all, you will get more frequent and bigger growth hormone spikes when you fast, which will be muscle sparing. But also just from my experience, because if you go for days without eating anything, you literally can't lose 0% muscle, but you will lose something, you know. But I've never noticed any difference. And the key is too that you throw in, if you're someone like me who likes training a lot and stuff, you throw in training and eating nice, you know, good quality foods and a nice amount of it when you eat, and then you do the fast. So if you lost anything, you immediately get that back, but you probably won't lose anything that you can't notice. Like if someone that was in my position right now tried to fast for like a month, then obviously, yeah, there's not too much fat to take here. I mean, the energy would have to come from somewhere. But it's incredible, like the way I've been cutting now. I did a 72-hour fast, then I ate, intermittent fasting, 16-8 basically, for 5 days. I did a little 48-hour fast, and then I decided I will do the intuitive fast. Well, I will keep doing this, training for 5 days, eating, you know, big maintenance calories for me, 3,000 calories or more, and then just putting this fast like 24 to 72 hours open-ended, undecided, just by feel fast at the end of the week, and then repeating this. You know, I've already, I mean, I will upload, I have comparison pictures when I consider myself done with this cutting. I've done very aggressive cuts before when I chain fasts, but now even just eating for multiple days, eating big, enjoying myself, and then putting in a little fast at the end of the week, I cut fat so much faster than I see anyone do on literally any other weight loss method ever. So that's a great thing too. And the good news is, since I'm talking from my perspective, someone who trains a lot, and I mean, I'm obviously not fat, I'm looking to get, you know, really lean. But if you're very overweight, it's almost just your willpower that will determine how fast you can lose. You can lose weight so fast. If there's any, you know, I talked about the fitness industry and how it's confusing and lying, trying to trick you. You need certain things, but or that there are quick results. Mostly there isn't about fitness. It's a long-term thing, you know, especially building muscle. But losing fat you can do faster. And if there's any miracle way to do it, it is prolonged fasting. See it this way. Of course, to lose weight, a caloric deficit has to happen. Like, see it as you have a budget, but it's the opposite. Instead of a certain money to spend, and before you run out, it's a certain calories you can eat before you will, put body fat on. If you're below that, you lose weight. With prolonged fasting, it's instead of maybe a 5% or 10% deficit, it's 100% deficit. So, like, just think about what the fat loss rate can be there. Okay, I think I just felt like I'm out on a walk here before breaking my fast. I'll eat some. Oh, that's the last thing we can throw in here. I will eat some nice clean foods, rice and steak and potatoes and some berries and things like this throughout the day, carrots. And something fasting really does, because you all of this with the excess of comfort and luxury, crap foods, everything like this, you get addicted to it. It's hard to stay away from when you're used to that. But when you do the fasting, remove everything, and then not put the extreme taste like some candy, some cake, some chips or something, but just regular food, then you resynthesize your way of experiencing taste. Like, I don't get tempted by crap food if I don't try to tempt myself. I actively sit and think about candy and stuff as much as I can, but then maybe I would start craving it. But with the fasting, doing the fasting and refeeding on clean foods, I enjoy it so much. I love eating healthy, good food. So this is something great about fasting too. It helps reset everything, your mental state, things in your body, like cleaning stuff out, autophagy, removal of dead cells, but also resets the way you experience taste. And it will make you, it's not easy in the beginning for most people, but when you've done it you can eat good food and enjoy it. So yeah, here's where I'll quit, because I know the video is a little all over the place, but I'm just out here, like I said, on my post-break fast walk, get some blood flowing. I felt creative from the fasting, in a great mood. I could for sure go longer, but now I have to be patient in another way. I'm trying. I'm not, like I said, I'm cutting very fast, but I'm not even trying to do it as fast as possible. But I need to get the food, the nutrition, and the training in between. Alright, so if you like this video, please subscribe for more content about fatness. I was thinking about fasting and fitness. Fasting, fitness, self-improvement, mindfulness, mental health stuff, all that cool stuff that can inspire you, help you improve your life and yourself. Yeah, subscribe then, and like the video and comment. I'll see you later, guys. Peace.